How to become a successful web designer. Becoming a successful web designer goes beyond just learning about web design. To be successful, you need to master skills in design, business tactics, and interpersonal communication. Steps. 1. Develop effective communication skills. Effective communication is one of all the skills used that may build or break you in any field. However, it's particularly necessary in internet style whether you interact with a shopper, stage director, or developer. Communication will dictate the success of a project. It's quite possible that artistic souls don't seem to be intuitively chatty in nature. But, once it involves presenting yourself and marketing your work, one needs to be daring and clear in his communication with the shopper. You wish to be able to speak showing intelligence concerning your style selections, why you selected them and why your particular style alternative the right one for his or her business. Also, lots of little disputes can be resolved simply if you are sensible in your actions. So, communicate and communicate well, so as to survive and achieve success. 2. Be able to sell yourself. It's a small world in our modern tech age, and from an internet designer's perspective, it's additionally a jungle. Net designers face tough competition which can be compared with the gold miners during the California gold rush. However, the fittest and best prepared can survive. So as to form yourself and your business to stand out from the competition, you want to exhibit a clear understanding of who you are and what your skills entail. Designers are typically a square measure breed and are sometimes humble in nature. However, once you have achieved some success through your skills, you will have earned your right to elbow the competition and mark your presence. There exists many ways to promote your business, including word of mouth, social media, and simply handing our business cards. You will soon discover which one or combination works better for your particular business model. The last thing you want to do is sit back in your favorite chair and wait for the customers to find you. This spells doom for any new business. 3. Set up before you style. While several designers' approach comes with a wait for inspiration to happen quite angle, however the very fact is that simply a little bit of coming up with will facilitate that inspiration return plenty a lot of quickly. As such, it's necessary to set up and analysis well before going into the net coming up with method. Coming up with will be additional divided into 3 parts. Researching concerning the client's company. Asking the shopper what he desires and expects from the net. Pondering upon what his competitors do and therefore the connected business trends. 4. Make a sketch of the website in your mind, so place it on the paper, if possible. Though coming up with could be a feverish and fewer fascinating method, and numerous designers square measure inclined to skip it, pre-design coming up with saves some time, cash and resources the simplest. You'll be able to scan a lot of concerning design planning here. 5. Evaluate your own work and obtain feedback. The cycle of an internet-style project ends at analysis of your designed work. Having the ability to just accept and implement feedback effectively is a crucial attribute of the artistic professionals. Like all different same factors, having an honest eye in citing mistakes in your own work could be a quality that success-oriented net designers ought to possess. The net designers ought to act as a devil's advocate and decide the success of their website being within the target audience's shoes. What is more, taking a while to own others, check your work for mistakes, can go a protracted ways in which further. 6. Be an internet designer, not a graphic designer. It is a general thought that graphic designers, because of their special effects skills, may be net designers, and the other way around. Whereas this may be true in theory, there's square measure only a few professionals that bridge the gap between print-based comes and web-based comes on a daily basis. The reality is that net coming up with could be an utterly separate field of coming up with, having its own flair and experience. These square measure two totally different mediums, and then the target market and objectives of a website square measure entirely different from a chunk of graphic style. There's forever the likelihood that a graphic designer's advances to the extent of an internet designer once he learns bound technical skills. However, it's necessary to not assume that a rock star graphic designer can instantly achieve success once coming up with for the net. For the success of your net business, you ought to commit yourself to the sector of net coming up with and specialize yourself in it. 7. Update yourself with new technology. The world of technology changes virtually on a daily basis, and to stay pace with it, an internet designer has to be technologically in tune with the changes within the business. Slice out a phase of your work, day or week, and dedicate it to learning new things in your field. Resolve what's new, what's trending, and what's falling to the edge. If you don't need to check your competitors, subtract your business by showing to be newer and freshmen than you, hang to the current tip. 8. Don't neglect the net style soft skills. If we have a tendency to divide the success factors of an internet designer, net coming up with soft skills is also one in all the foremost necessary ones. As mentioned earlier, the sector of net coming up with keeps change at a quick pace. Each different day, there's a replacement technique being introduced. Notwithstanding you aren't the one programming these new tricks, a flourishing designer has to learn and perceive the way to apply these techniques well. Apart from different core style skills, it's necessary to own full grasp on subjects like the foremost trendy hypertext mark, up language committal to writing, top quality CSS for best cross-browser compatibility, good basic computer program optimization practices, JavaScript UI techniques, and to create a foundational website. Therein you'll be able to add a lot of pages or content with the passage of your time. Having even simply a general understanding of those multiple skill sets will definitely land you an honest job or hire purchasers. 9. Gain expertise. Experience counts, typically even over your qualifications or skills. Likewise, an internet designer's success depends plenty on your expertise within the field. Whether or not it's your leader or your potential shopper, folks have an interest in knowing what proportion previous expertise you've got, that firms have you ever worked with, and what comes you've got worked on. From your perspective, having a broad expertise within the field can assist you to quickly establish style solutions as they're conferred to you in conferences. If you're still in school, don't simply await school to finish so as to begin operating. It's well worth the time beyond regulation to begin performing on net comes immediately. The a lot of expertise you get underneath your belt, the faster you'll move up within the world of net designers. 10. Be organized. Being organized is vital for each person to achieve success. Likewise, within the case of net coming up with, your work will get extremely untidy occasionally, and this might lead you to several issues. Therefore, initiate with organizing your laptop by classifying texts, pictures, graphics, videos, and even sound files in separate folders and label them fittingly. Maintaining a things to-do list might also facilitate the net designers keep themselves organized, amplify their time well, and end the duty easier than expected. 11. Have business sense. Web designers, either freelance or salaried workers, ought to have business mentality once approaching any project. Style within the universe is all-concerning acquirement, creating worth assessments, and equalization prices. A flourishing net styler doesn't solely design the websites for his or her purchasers, they produce business solutions for them further. If you're sensible at understanding an organization's promoting desires and might get into the minds of the potential guests, you'll actually have a position over your competitors. However, if you discover managing the business facet of style a trifle tough to try to, It's price trying into operating with a bigger studio, which will war the foremost responsibilities for you. 12. Be a team player. Web coming up with isn't a single show. Whether or not you're employed in a very huge style studio or with a little shopper, teamwork is inevitable. Whereas an internet designer's work doesn't need an oversized team of execs, in several cases it will desire you're operating all alone. It's necessary to grasp simply however typically your ability to figure with others and delegate tasks can get play over the course of a project. Being an honest team player suggests that understanding your role within the larger theme of things, and being useful to others, because the recent spoken language goes, two heads square measure forever higher than one. Learn to effectively collaborate with others, and watch your work improve. 13. Keep an updated portfolio. Maintaining an honest portfolio is crucial to any designer's success. However, net designers face a singular problem: your work has to keep current. Whereas an advert designer will in all probability flee with keeping comes from the 1980s in their portfolios as a result of the style square measure still relevant. Take into account however awful your web design portfolio would be if you unbroken comes from the 1990s. The portfolio is the best medium for net designers to showcase their skills and aesthetics. However, a lot of significantly, it shows potential purchasers that you just square measure current, relevant, and active within the style world of immediately, not 5 years past. Instead of without aim speech act concerning the websites you've got done, portfolio offers you a solid proof to indicate the planet what you're capable of. You'll desire a portfolio that covers each side of net designing, together with layouts, content management, composition, typography, colors, techniques, and style rationales. Showing your potential purchasers the complete scope of your work can assist you not solely to urge purchasers, however, it'll additionally assist you to justify charging more cash as well.